Good afternoon, everyone. This is Samantha Russell from 20 over 10. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. As we wait a few minutes for everyone to sign on, I would love it if you could let me know that you can hear me loud and clear and that you can see my video screen. I am joined this afternoon by Amanda Larson, who is our Assistant Director of Digital Marketing, and she is going to be sharing some insight from 20 over 10's own digital strategy when it comes to video. And she'll also be answering questions in the back end and through the comments in the chat. So just looking through the chat box here, it looks like everyone can hear me and see me good. So that's great. So again, thank you so much for joining us. If you've never joined us for a webinar before, we here at 20 over 10 love the webinar format and think it's really great to just help educate advisors with digital marketing. So we host a webinar every month, and you can find them all if you go to our website and you click Learn. All of the webinars we've previously recorded are right there for you to watch at your leisure. And then all of our upcoming webinars and demos and tutorials are all listed there as well. So next month on June 20th, we will have one on how to turn your website into a revenue machine. So that'll be really exciting. So you can sign up for that there. And while we're just waiting one more minute to get started, I wanted to just ask all of you, we sent out a survey ahead of time, but because this is actually our largest attended and registered webinar to date, there's going to be about 500 of you on the call today, which is really exciting. We would love to just hear from you because not everyone had a chance to answer the survey. Are you using video currently at all? Do you post videos to social media or have an intro video on your website? You know, are you using video at all in your own strategy? So drop it into the chat. Let us know if you are currently using video so we can kind of get a sense from how many people are using it. And then additionally, I would love to know, what are you most hoping to learn today? Are you, wanting to know what tools to use, how to incorporate it into your website or blog? What can we help you with? We have a lot prepared to go through, but it's always great to kind of see in the chat log what people are most excited to hear about, and we can spend the most time focused on that as we go through our presentation today. So thank you again. For those who just signed on, I'm Samantha Russell. I am the Chief Marketing and Business Development Officer here at 20 over 10. And at 20 over 10, if you're not familiar with our company, we specialize in helping advisors market their businesses through digital marketing. So we have a website platform called 20 over 10 where you can create and manage your website. And then we offer a whole slew of other services that are here to assist you as you market your business online. So thanks. I'm seeing everybody in the chat. This is great with all of what you're looking to learn. So we have a lot to cover. So I'm going to go ahead and dive right in. And I just want to point out that this chat is available for all of you to see. So help each other. If someone asks a question and you can help answer it, feel free to jump right in. And let's make this a really powerful community where we can all help each other. Okay. So I am going to put this into full presentation mode here, and we will get started. So again, I'm Samantha Russell. Amanda, do you want to just say hello and introduce yourself?
Yeah, hey everyone. This is Amanda Larson. I know I recognize some names over here in the chat, so it's good to see some of you again today. I'm the Assistant Director of Digital Marketing here at 20 over 10. So I manage all of our digital marketing efforts on behalf of the 20 over 10 brand, and then I also work with our clients as well on their SEO efforts, the social media that they have, Google Analytics, and all that good stuff.
So you may have worked with Amanda. I see some of the names that have on SEO or something like that. So she is going to be joining us because she has really been a huge part of our strategy in our own video strategy here at 20 over 10. So she has some really great insight that she's going to be sharing with us today. So yes, the webinar is being recorded as always, and you will get the replay and the slides sent to you after the event is over, most likely sometime tomorrow. So if you need to leave or you can't focus for a minute, it happens to all of us, do not fret. Okay, so today we're going to start off by just talking about best practices when it comes to video, and then also the equipment that you need, tools that you might want to use, how you create videos that are shareable and have engaging content, and then how to add video to your website and your blog, and then how you want to upload it to social, and then what you want to do to get the most people to be able to view it. So how do you optimize that video? So that's the order we're going to go in. We've added a section at the end about ads because we did get some questions in advance. If we don't get time to go through it today, we will, it'll be in the slides, but that was something we also wanted to ask. If you are interested in a full webinar on ads, paid ads, how you can boost posts through social media, through paid ads, through retargeting, drop us a note and let us know. We're considering that for a future webinar topic. So certainly let us know if that's something you're interested in. So just a few stats to get us going, which is amazing. More than 500 million hours of videos are watched on YouTube every day. Social video generates 12 times more shares than text and images combined, which we really found to be true. Since we started doing our Mythbuster Monday videos here at 20 over 10, we went from getting maybe like 3 to 5 engagements on a post from our company brand on social to 20 to 30, right? So that's a huge, huge difference in the amount of engagement. Video will give you a 157% increase in organic traffic from the search engine result page. And this one, I got a lot of flack when I posted this on LinkedIn. So, but this was a quote or a stat that we actually found from a Forbes article, and it was talking that viewers retain 95% of a message when they watch it in a video compared to 10% when reading it in a text. So again, I posted that and I had some people say that there's no way that could be true. That was a stat we found. I think the idea is people retain more in a video than they retain when they read a long form article for sure. And then I love this one at the bottom here about baby boomers and how they prefer to watch YouTube tutorials rather than read instructions, right? If we think of kind of what are myths about how people use video, we think of a lot of the older generation not using video, but actually that case has really changed. There's a lot of people who used to call their kids when they needed help for something, and now they're used to just asking Siri on their phone or going to YouTube and looking at a tutorial on how to do it, right? We all do this, but the older generations are even catching up and doing this as well. So everyone is watching video is, I guess, the point we're trying to make here. So we did a survey ahead of time, and we ended up with probably about 70 responses total. This is prepared a little bit in advance, but almost 70% of those who did respond said no, they are not currently using video. And the main reason why was just they didn't know what to do to get started. So that is really what we're going to focus on today is, how do you get started? What are the best practices to get you all using video? Because we know that it does work. Most of you will tell me, well, the things we've heard from people before, things like it's too time consuming to create video, or it's complicated, or I'm an advocate, but the person who would be on camera doesn't want to do it on my team, or we don't have a budget to hire a big production crew, or maybe, our compliance is just a nightmare and we're never going to get through compliance. So those are all things we've heard, and we're going to go through each of those points today. This is really interesting though, and just something to keep in the back of your mind the whole time. If you ever feel like you're coming up against a roadblock, remind yourself that we did a survey here. We looked at about 200 different advisory firms, and those who were getting 11 or more clients a year from just digital marketing, almost all of them were using video in some way, shape, or form. It is a huge way, a powerful way to make connection. So keep that in the back of your mind as you hit any of these roadblocks. So the first thing I want to say is there's a very big difference between creating video for a static homepage of your website versus creating a lot of smaller videos that you'll put on a YouTube channel or on your blog or your social media. Most of what we're going to cover today is the second, the latter, right? Creating video content that has the potential to go viral. I hate to say it this way, but you know, the intro video that you create about your firm is never going to go viral that you would put on the homepage of your website. There is a use case for that, and that's certainly something that can be really beneficial and powerful, but that's not the kind of video content that is going to go viral and get you a lot more viewers and leads and prospects. So when we talk about the kind of content that you want to create on an ongoing basis, think of it as a blog post, right? So sometimes people will even call this vlogging, so video blogging, vlogging. And it's just whatever you might write up in a blog post, instead you're recording on camera. So you should have one idea per video that you are focused on. And the more granular that you can be, the better, right? Because you want to have a lot of different videos. So you might have a whole series on Social Security tips or a whole series on HSAs. Each one can be pretty granular, right? The second most important thing is to be authentic and engaging. You want to, be yourself, have a strong, powerful, confident voice. Don't get nervous about the camera. You want to just be the person you would be if you were talking to someone without the camera there. It can be hard to do, but keep practicing and you'll eventually get there. And then you want to be helpful. You want to provide information that is useful to people. I keep a running list in Evernote of all of the questions that come in that we get asked all the time. And those are quick videos that we make every single week. So you can see here on the right, just yesterday, I posted this to my LinkedIn. My LinkedIn is Samantha C. Russell. If you haven't connected with me, please do. We post content all the time that's helpful to all of you. And this is just a quick video I created that shows you how to go into your Google Analytics and use the Insights tab to find the most relevant data, because there is 10,000 metrics in Google Analytics and it can feel really overwhelming when you look at it, right? So you can see here, I put that as the entry point. Have you ever logged into Google Analytics and felt overwhelmed by all the data? And then I tell people, this is a 7-minute video. Here's what you're going to learn. I list out the 3 things. And then at the bottom, you'll notice I have a question. What metrics do you watch in Google and how often are you logging in? If you want people to comment on your videos and engage with them, you need to ask them questions. They're often not going to say anything if you don't ask them something. So just the same way we started this conversation here today, we asked you something and you all were responding in the chat. You want to do those exact same things on the videos that you prepare and share. And then lastly, you'll see that we have hashtags across the bottom that will help people find this video who may not be connected with me already. So of course, anyone in my network is going to have the ability to see this video. But let's say one of you who are connected with me comment on it, right? Now all of your connections who may not be my connections will also see it. So that's one way people who are not connected with me initially will see the video. But additionally, people can search hashtags and find videos that way. So using those hashtags can be a great way to get an additional audience. So there's a couple different ways, a couple different content ideas to get you going. So of course, for your actual website, a good place to start when you're thinking about creating video is just talking about you, who you are, your background, your story, why you got into this profession, what motivates you about it. Something a little bit more personal, even a little bit more vulnerable to build rapport and make a connection with people, right? But then once you start thinking about blogging and video blogging, these are the things you can answer. How to do something. A problem versus a solution. Here's a problem that a lot of your clients have, and here's a quick solution that you can give. You can also take a written blog post and create an intro video about it, right? So let's say we have a super long article all about, how to add a meeting scheduler on your website and what our top choices for tools you would use are. I could create a quick 2-minute video that introduces the blog post. And then when we share that blog on social media, we share the video with it, right? So it's not only going to take people to the video, but it will take them to that blog post. You can also do case studies or even like a day in the life behind the scenes. So if you're on Instagram, you're using Instagram stories, that's a great place to do things like that. If you follow 20/10 on Instagram, we might share pictures of the dogs roaming around the office or have a picture of one of our team members doing something here or a volunteer activity we take, anything like that, that again, allows people to get a feel for your company and how you work is a good idea. Okay, so we're just continuing to dive right in here. And we are going to move on to tools. So I'm going to go through these. We have them all listed here. And then as we go through the different sections, we will mention them as well. So one of the biggest barriers for people to get started is feeling like they don't have the tools, right? And I am here to tell you, when it comes to these video blogs, these little short videos you're going to make for your social media profiles and your blog, or even like a YouTube channel, you do not need sophisticated equipment. And actually, this is really the rub. A lot of research has shown the more authentic a video looks, which AKA means low quality, the more likely someone is to stop in their feed and click on it. So I want you to all think right now, when you're scrolling on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or Instagram, you can usually tell, right, the videos, or historically we've been able to, that come from a big brand versus a friend of yours. You want your videos to look like it's coming from somebody more local, somebody this person might know or a friend of theirs might know, and not like it's coming from a big corporate brand. People do not stop and watch those big corporate branded videos because we're conditioned to think, oh, this is a company selling us something. So the two tools that I recommend most people using are the smartphone that's already in your pocket, as long as you have one that has a good camera. If you don't, this is a great excuse to go and upgrade to get a, more expensive, higher quality smartphone. And then Loom or Zoom, which are two different companies, but they both provide the ability to record yourself from your computer. So just right now, we're all on the Zoom webinar interface, and you can see my face, but you can also see my screen. That will allow you to record videos where you share your screen as well as your camera. So if you want to do something a little bit more in depth with slides and charts, you want to record more of like a webinar style video, you would want to use Loom or Zoom. For any of the other kinds of videos where you're just talking to the camera about something, that's where you can just use your smartphone. Now, you can have someone in your office hold it. You can prop it up on something. You definitely want to have good lighting. So we have a terrible thunderstorm here in central Pennsylvania, so this room is really dark with terrible overhead lighting. Whenever I record my videos normally, I will go to a window and face it so that the light, I'm looking into the light, so the light's coming in towards me, and that way I get the best lighting for the videos, right? You can put your phone on a gimbal or a tripod if you need to, but you don't have to do that. You can prop it up on something. And those are really the two things that you need. So you need your computer and you need a smartphone. Really, that's all you need to get started. Pretty simple, right? So hopefully this will help dispel the myth that you need all of this fancy stuff. I know there are some people that'll say, oh, well, maybe you're an admin or a marketing assistant or one of a paraplanner, and you can't convince your boss. They think that you need this high level production for videos. Go and explain to them what I told you about what videos people are drawn to. And you can convince them that way, even through their own social feeds, of what people are clicking on. So if you want to turn a lot of clips or like slides and things like that into a more comprehensive video, you can use tools like Animoto or Promo. However, I don't think for the majority of you this is going to be necessary. Now, the one thing you will need is to add captions. So if you think about, again, your own video viewing behavior, right? When you're on social media and you're watching videos, what do you normally do? You watch it in the feed. You don't always click it to open it, right? So because of that, the sound is naturally going to be off. And so the captions are going to allow people to get your message without needing to turn it on. Now on YouTube or wherever you're hosting your video, on your website, your blog, typically there, people will be clicking it because they're there to view something. So in those instances, you don't necessarily need captions, but when you're sharing it on social media, you definitely want the captions. So Amanda, do you want to talk a little bit about our experience? Because I know we've tried out a couple different ones, and we've settled on Headliner, and that's the one that you like best, right?
Yeah, I really like Headliner, and I can pop the link in the chat box for you guys, but it's a free option. So, and it's desktop based. So you can use it if you're on a PC or on a Mac, it doesn't matter. prior to using Headliner, I was using an app called Vimily, which was only available, in the App Store. So if you have an iPhone, which made it a little bit more difficult. But Headliner has a lot more customization options to it. You can also download the transcript right from the desktop app as well, which makes it easy if you're going to be porting it over into like a blog post or anything like that. So.
Yeah, perfect. So we tried out a couple different headliners, headline apps, caption apps, and this is the one that we settled on. Use the one that is going to be best for you. Obviously, we're all Mac users here, so there's big differences in tools between Mac and PC. So keep that in mind too, of what you, like best. So Headliner is the name of the app right there, and that's the one that we're currently using. The other thing that a lot of people will ask about is, what do we need to do when it comes to where we host the videos, right? So we recommend YouTube first and foremost, and that is the one that we're going to go into in more detail and show you here in just a minute. I'm also going to talk about Vimeo and Wistia because those are really popular. But with any of them, you may want to add cover photos to the video, right? So that when somebody logs in and is looking at all your videos, there's cover photos there. So we'll talk about cover photos more in a minute, but two tools that you can use easily for cover photos would be Banner Snack or Canva. Let me go back. Sorry, I was looking at the comments there. So Banner Snack or Canva will allow you to create a quick template with the name of your video. You can edit it and then add them to the front of any video. And you would do that through iMovie or Adobe Premiere if you're on a PC. Again, if you're just getting started, you guys, keep it as simple as possible. If adding cover art to a video is what's preventing you from getting started because you feel overwhelmed by having to edit, then just don't add cover art, right? I'm going to show you someone here in a minute who doesn't add cover art and has almost 4,000 subscribers and is really building a great YouTube channel. So start small, do what you can to get started. Yeah, okay. So where to host your videos? There's been so many questions about this because a lot of people do not like when one video is done being watched on YouTube, another video is automatically going to start playing, right? They're going to give you recommended videos next. And so we get emails all the time from people with websites on 20 over 10's platform. Our support is asked us probably daily. I have a video, it's on YouTube, and as soon as it's done though, there's these recommended viewing videos, and I can't control what they are. And I don't like what's being recommended. There is nothing you can do about this. This is just the way that YouTube works, and that's the end, that's the game. The videos that they do recommend though, so that you know, are based upon that individual viewer's previous Google search and YouTube behavior. So if they're getting inappropriate videos, it's because they were watching similar content at some time or Googling something similar. So it's nothing that you've done to make this happen, right? The reason we love YouTube is, you guys, it is the third most visited website in the world. It is the second largest search engine after Google. So you are getting a double bang for your buck. When you put a video on YouTube, you not only have the ability to show up when somebody goes to YouTube to do a search, but if someone goes to Google and does a search for something, your video can show up there, right? So you're getting a whole new exposure to an audience that you're not going to get with Vimeo or Wistia. We actually used to host our videos on Vimeo ourselves for some of our websites and blogs and embedding, and we even switched. We thought it looked a little nicer and the design was better initially, but we realized it's never going to give you the exposure that YouTube can. It is free to use YouTube. You must have a Gmail account though. So if you do not have a Gmail account, you have to set that up first before you can set up YouTube. If your compliance department is not going to let you use YouTube or things like that, you can use one of these other options. Vimeo does have a free account option as well as a paid option. And maybe you have a combination of the two. Maybe you want Vimeo for like the intro video on your homepage so that when someone watches it, that's it, the video's over. But for all of your blogs and your social videos, you put them on YouTube as well, right? So you might have a double strategy there. You are able to turn comments off on YouTube, and we'll show you how to do that in just a minute. So again, we're going to go in and open up YouTube here to just show you a few things. And let's see here. Okay. Amanda, do you want to talk about our YouTube channel a little bit?
Yeah, so what Sam has pulled up here is our YouTube channel, obviously. So we're logged in with our Gmail account. So like Sam mentioned, you know, one of the biggest and most important things is you will have to have a Gmail account in order to have a YouTube account. So whether you're using a personal one or you create a separate business one, either way will work. So once you log in, you'll have a bunch of options to kind of customize your channel. So you'll see we've got like a big banner or hero image at the top or a cover photo that's, you know, branded 20/10. And then obviously we have, you know, our logo to the left-hand side. If we click customize channel over here on the left, we're given a lot of other options to kind of change up, you know, the videos that first appear when someone comes to our channel, whether they're a brand new visitor or if it's someone who's, you know, returning again, who has already, you know, visited the channel. So we can customize that here. If you click on playlists, you also have the option to create multiple playlists as well. So you can see we've just got a few right now, but you know, as you continue to create more and more content as time goes on, you can, you know, condense playlists, you can create new playlists. This really helps, you know, just with organization overall. And then if you go to the about section all the way over to the right.
Sorry, I got too many windows open here. Okay.
This is where you can, you know, obviously kind of just change your business description. So, you know, overall, you know, what your company is all about, what your YouTube channel strives to do. You can add an email address, just like for general inquiries, if someone wants to reach out, your location, where you're based. And then you also have the option to add links in as well, which is really handy. So you can see we're linking here to all of our social media profiles, as well as our blog and our website. So I think you're allowed, I think this is the max you're allowed, is up to 6 links. And where those appear is at the very top of your channel over that hero image or that cover photo. So yeah, there's a lot of, you know, kind of customizations that you can do to kind of brand or skin your channel to make it a little bit more appealing.
Yeah, and if you're wondering just like how do you upload the video, just right here, see that ad, upload video? It's that as easy as that. And you can also go live on YouTube now, the same way you could on Facebook or something like that. So as Amanda said, usually you want to have multiple playlists. So you break it up by topic or by audience, right? So if you serve a couple different audiences, then you could have playlists for each of them or by topic. So for us, you know, we have an SEO playlist versus a webinar playlist, and you can find them that way. We also do suggest, in some cases, having one video be on multiple playlists, right? So we have all of our webinars on one playlist that people can find there, but then one of those webinars may be in our SEO playlist channel, right? So you are able to put them on multiple lists. If you're really trying to build up an audience and give people a reason to subscribe, we do suggest adding videos weekly, as often as weekly. So that may be a challenge for some of you, but remember, they can be short. They can be 3 to 4 minutes long. We record a Mythbuster Monday where we bust a myth about digital marketing every Monday, and those are usually in the 3 to 4 or 5 minute range. So that's a pretty simple thing to do. So I had mentioned about cover art, right? And I just wanted to share this with you all. Here we go. So here are 2 different YouTube channels. This one is the Home Biz Tax Lady, and I've linked her channel there. This one is Sickle Hunter Financial Advisors. I don't know either of these businesses. I've just found them online. But just to show you a difference, right? So this lady, Lysandra Everett, she has almost 4,000 followers. She's posting weekly, but you can see she is using her computer to record the videos. She is not editing. So these are all being taken in one take. It looks like they're sitting down, they're recording the video, they're not doing much editing at all, and then they're being posted. There's no cover art on any of those. Versus with Sickle Hunter, he is adding cover art to each one. So he always has his face there and then the name of the video on the right. So it's sort of like a template, but they all look a little bit different. He's also adding video every few days, and his videos are between 3 and 10 minutes, whereas the Home Biz Tax Lady gets a little bit more in depth. So when you are recording video, I want you also to think about multi-use, right? So for a lot of you, if you're just getting into this, it's going to be easiest to record one video and use it multiple places. Upload it to YouTube, add it to your blog on your website as a video blog, and then also share it on social media. If you're going to use one video in 3 different spots, you're going to want to keep that to the 3 to 4 minute range, because on social media, people are not going to watch a 20-minute video, right? So you also want to record videos for social media vertically. So that means you're holding your smartphone just as, vertically, not horizontally. The optimal appeal for YouTube, however, is more of a horizontal look. That's not to say that you can't put the vertical videos there, but they're going to have white space on each side of them. So vertical is best for social media. Horizontal is best for your website, your blog, and YouTube. So keep that in mind as well. But again, you can record a video once and use it in multiple places. In terms of disclosures, because I know a lot of you were asking about that, and I'm going to get into that in more detail, but you are able in YouTube as well as in social media to have disclosures in the About section. So that's a place you could add it. You could also create, using Canva or Banner Snack, one kind of like cover art, but almost at the end of your video. That's a quick disclosure that is added. So of course you're going to need to talk to your compliance department to ask them what they absolutely need to see you doing, but those are some options. Okay, so once you have some of your videos created, we want to talk to you about where you're going to put them, right? So again, there's 2 different kinds here. So in this first example, both of these videos are what we would call static videos. They're going on a home page or an about page, somewhere that isn't going to be changed all the time. This is going to be the video people see when they come to learn about your business. So you want to just talk about who you are, what you do, your bio. There's multiple people in the team, you might have a little bit more of a production value come in. These are going to be more above the fold so that people can see them quickly and easily, but you would still have supporting text next to them for those who might not click play. You never, ever, ever want there to be autoplay on any of these videos. Somebody should have to select to play them. That's really important. The average person, according to a WordStream survey, spends 88% more time on a website if it has a video, right? We really like being able to hear somebody, see their face, listen to their voice. It helps us get to know them and kind of breaks down those walls. So about us, an explainer video is great. Keep it to 30 to 60 seconds for the main page of your website. Now, the rest of the pages, again, are going to be more of those blog style videos that we talked about. So I just wanted to show you an example. You can see here on the right, I record a video, again, every Monday. I record them vertically. I don't re-record them horizontally. Maybe I should, but I don't, right? I am trying to do the best that I can. So just being real with you all, I record it vertically every Monday, and we use that video on all of our social feeds. We embed it into blog posts that are relevant, and we put it on our YouTube channel. This is how it looks on our blog when it is embedded and it's vertical. So you can see there that it doesn't look as clean and nice as some of these other ones that were recorded horizontally, right? You can tell that it is a vertical video. Our main purpose with these is we want these videos to be the best performing on social media, because that's where they have the biggest chance to go viral. So on social media, these videos could get 20,000 views, where that same blog post might only get 1,000 views. So my priority is going to be social media because of that. So you need to think about how you want to do it. If you want to record the same video twice, doing a horizontal and a vertical format, you certainly could. These can be very much more, again, organic looking. They don't need to be the same kind of professional quality. But again, you don't want it to be on autoplay. These ones can be a little bit longer, so you can vary the time and the length that you use for these. If you have a lot of larger topics, you want to break them up into smaller topics, or consider just hosting one webinar, right? So we were actually recording a ton of videos about video marketing, and then we said, let's just make a whole big webinar, which is why you're all here today. And now we will have this recording, and that will go up on our webinars page, our YouTube channel, and all of that. One of the great things about video, though, if you are an advisor and you find it really difficult to write a lot of content, video is great because you can record yourself, and then you can use a transcription service to transcribe the video for you, and then deliver that to your compliance department and say, here is all the content I discussed. You can go ahead and review it. Here's the hard video. Here's the link to it. And then once they've approved it, you not only have the actual video, but you have the transcription. So you can see here on the right, we have like an intro paragraph and then the full video transcript. Why this is great is because search engines cannot crawl video. So when you post something on your blog, if you do not include the transcript, all those wonderful things you're saying, you're not boosting your SEO from that. Now, of course, you're going to get an SEO boost just because you've added a video. Hopefully, people will stay on the site longer. You'll be showing that you're updating your site more regularly, all those things Google loves. But the words themselves cannot be crawled. So it's a great way to get, a double bang for your buck there. You'll get to be able to deliver it to compliance for approvals, but also be able to put that transcription on your blog for a boost in SEO. Amanda, what transcription service do we use?
Sorry, I was muted. So actually YouTube, and I'll show you guys this in a little bit, but if you're uploading your videos to YouTube, you can actually pull the transcription right off of YouTube within YouTube Studio. So that's super helpful. And then if you are using an app, like I mentioned earlier, like Headliner, you can also pull the transcript from there as well. And then I know that in the chat, someone just mentioned that they use Rev as a good transcription service. I'm not super familiar with that one. But YouTube and Headliner are free, which is obviously a plus. There are a lot of transcription services out there that are also paid too.
Yes, free is always best if you can,
yeah.
if you can do it. Yeah, so you can see Amanda and I are sort of a tag team approach here, which is great if you can get that in your office. So I'll record a lot, send them to her, and she gets them up and optimized, which we're going to show you here in a second. But this is timely. We just had a question about, do you want to separate the videos and the blogs on your website into like different categories? And I've seen this done a couple different ways. So in this example I'm showing you, they have their blog, they have a bunch of topics at the top, and then you can see just by using a visual, a cover art that has that little play button, they're showing that this is a blog post that contains a video, right? So it's just mixed right in. I've seen other people will right under, at the top here, they have blogs, and then they have videos. You can do either. I kind of like the idea of having them all mixed in together, so as people are scrolling through, they see both. But there's not a one size fits all approach here. You're going to have to do some testing and see what works better. Somebody else asked, is it best to have a video right when somebody lands on your website above the fold to greet you? And I think it is really, really great to be able to give somebody a sense of your company, who you are, what you do right there on the homepage. So if you can add a video on the homepage, all of our research has shown that, yes, it is a great thing and that a lot of people will click it and watch it. So I definitely suggest that if you can get a good quality video for your homepage. So I know a lot of you are wondering, okay, how do I go about adding video to my website, right? So we have a whole support article for everyone who's affiliated with 20 over 10 on how to add video to your 20 over 10 website, but I'm just gonna show you quickly here. So if you're in the backend platform, so for all of you that use 20 over 10, this is what you see when you log in, right? So you have your website preview here on the right, and then all of your pages on the left. And any section of the site, you can, and I'm just gonna quickly find the video here. You can just come up here and take this URL, and now we're going to click where we want this video to be. So maybe under let's just see here, about us. We want to add in a video. Sorry guys, Zoom is taking over my screen here. It's not letting me. Let's try, see if I can get it clicks to work. Okay, so when you come into any page, your bio pages anywhere, you can have this insert video button. You can click on that and then just paste in the video URL that you want to include, and it's going to pop the video in right there for you, right? It's going to size it to the appropriate sizes that you need. So what's great about this is you don't have to first upload the video to the 20/10 platform. This is not going to slow down your site in any way. You don't want to, upload these to your uploads library and then embed them that way, because that's how you slow down your website. So to keep your website running really smooth, you just want to grab the link from Vimeo, YouTube, wherever you've hosted it, and then add that link in order to easily add it into your website. So that is what we suggest that you do. And there you can see now when I click on the name, there is the video right there. If you want to put it in a column, it will resize wherever you place it in the website. And it would be the exact same thing in the blog, right? So if you have a blog post here and you want to add it into your blog, maybe you want to add it right at the top, you can go ahead and just insert that video and it will pop right in for you into your blog post. So that is how you do it in the editor. If you're using another tool, you're not using 20/10, each of the YouTube videos or Vimeo videos do have this share option down here, and you can get the embed link. So if they don't have the ability to just copy a URL, you can get the embed code. This is a little bit trickier. If you're not familiar with how to do this, you would need to contact your webmaster. But if you're using 20/10, you can just copy and paste that URL, which makes your life really, really easy, right? Okay. So just a quick plug here before we move on and talk about sharing on social media. For all of you joining us here today, we have a special little gift for you. So if you are not currently a customer of ours and you'd love a platform that lets you share video very, very easily, you can get a free month by contacting us by Friday, and we will give you a coupon code that you can use to get a free month to try out our website service. We already offer a 14-day free trial, so this would extend it to 45 days for free. So that's the email that you want to use, hello@20over10.com. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled programming. So when it comes to sharing on social media, here are some tips and tricks. The number one biggest tip that I can give all of you is you want to share your video natively on social media. So what we mean by that is don't go to YouTube, upload the video, and then go take the YouTube link and put it on LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter. Every social media platform wants you to stay on their platform and spend time there, right? So the way that they do this is they don't want you clicking off to another viewing platform. They want you to stay on theirs. So you will get a boost in the algorithm. You'll get more views basically if you post the video natively. So if you took the video on your phone, you can open up the LinkedIn app, click the video, add video button, and just upload it right there. Same thing on Facebook, Twitter, what have you, right? For these videos, you want it to be about 1 to 4 minutes. And again, I already mentioned this, use hashtags to help more people find you, but you can also tag companies, right? So let's say I'm doing a webinar. We did a webinar last week with eMoney, all about email marketing. We tagged eMoney in all of those posts as a way to get all of their viewers who might not know about 20/10 seeing our post as well. You can even in the comments, right? Like let's say you're addressing something and there's a CPA or an attorney or a real estate agent or somebody that you work with who has a lot of clients or people in their community who might be interested in that topic. You could go in the comments and say, at John Smith, I thought a lot of your community would love to hear my take on this. Or maybe you're responding to something someone else posted, so you tag them. If you tag people, you have an opportunity to get a lot more eyes on it. You also, again, want to ask questions that you want people to answer in the comments to get comments going, and always quickly reply. So reply as fast as you can to the comments to build momentum. This is all the way you're gonna get your video to get more views, right? So the videos where we're getting like 20,000 views, we're having, you know, maybe 50 comments and 200 people liking it. So the more you get liking and commenting, the higher the number of views, of course. And just to show you a little bit about the algorithms and things like that. So this is just on the left-hand side here, an example of after one of these webinars, this is what my inbox will look like. So when I come and I give content away for free for, you know, everybody, just teaching them something that's going to be valuable to their business, people will connect with you and let you know that they find it valuable. So this is what my LinkedIn inbox can look like after one of these events that I give. And yours can look the same way if you provide valuable information. If I post a video and, you know, all of a sudden it's being shared and reshared, I will get lots of people messaging me saying, hey, I saw that video you posted. I could really use your help with a consultation on digital marketing. You will get the same kinds of responses from your video if you are truly authentic and you're not trying to be salesy, but you're trying to educate people. That is your goal, is to educate. So just the way the algorithms work, a little bit more info, you really want to get a high number of people liking and commenting on your video as soon as you post it. So that first hour you've posted it is a crucial time. If you post a video and 5 hours goes by and not a single person likes or comments on it, you could even consider maybe that was the wrong day of the week or the wrong time of day. Take it down and try a different day or time again and see if you have a better result. That's definitely something you can play around and test with. So the algorithms that these, you know, platforms use, they want to see other people who have a lot of connections and a lot of followers liking and commenting on your video immediately out of the gate. And the more that happens, the more views you're going to get when it comes to social media. So any kind of power user, so if there's somebody in your network who has 20,000 followers, they comment on your video, you're going to get a huge bump from that versus someone who has 300 connections. So keep that kind of stuff in mind. You can see here, using hashtags, you can get your content trending, right? So I had a piece of a video that was trending in digital marketing or content marketing. And that will also get you a lot more people viewing your video very quickly. These are just a couple examples if you're looking for some inspiration of advisors that I know who do a great job putting together text above the video, filming the video. It's really simple. Jeannie there, she's recording using her computer. Dave Grant told me he used to use kind of a more complicated setup and then actually switched to his smartphone. And Lewis down there is using a smartphone. So again, these are all, you know, advisors out there doing a great job giving away information that's valuable to people and building an audience from that. So before we go into optimization, I just want to go through some of the comments because I know there are a lot. And we are going to talk about compliance considerations here in just a minute. So it looks like there was a lot of that. I see Amanda's taking care of a lot of you with her answer. So great. Okay, so we'll just move on and talk a little bit about optimization. So how do you set things up so that you get the most people viewing your videos? And Amanda, are you muted?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so when it comes to optimization, you know, for your videos, it's a really important piece to keep in mind, you know, similarly to your blog and your website itself. But like Sam mentioned, you know, search engines can't read your videos. So we need to do everything we can to kind of use those tools and those customizations within YouTube in order to help search engines find our videos, crawl the videos, and start to understand them. So that they can rank, you know, higher in the SERPs. So Sam, I don't know if you want to just go back to our YouTube channel. I can kind of walk you guys through some of the things that we do, you know, anytime we're uploading a video. you know, some of the things that we take a look at. So what Sam has pulled up here is, you know, just one of the videos that we've uploaded recently. And this is in YouTube Studio. It's still in beta, so I think they're still making some changes, but this is, you know, it's improved greatly even over the past few months, and it's been super helpful. So to get there, yeah, like Sam's showing, if you just, once you're logged in, if you click your logo in the top right, you'll hit Creator Studio, and you'll be taken right to that, and you can see all of the videos that you've uploaded, and you can always go back in here and make changes, you know, even once they are published. But obviously the first thing to pay attention to is going to be the title of your video. So you can see that's going to be the very first box up here. Usually when it comes to titles, you really want to be thinking about long tail keywords, right? So we know that some of the top performing video titles in Google are, you know, more like how-tos, or they're using why, they're using tutorials and demos. You know, things like that are really going to kind of get people to actually click in and watch your video. Describe it as best as you can, you know, using some of those long tail keywords. And, you know, then down in the description box, you know, these are obviously visible ranking signals for Google and search engines. And you've got about 5,000 characters here. So you have a pretty good amount of space to really kind of dig into, you know, what the video is all about. You can see here that, so we typically will add links as well within our description. So we'll add sort of like a sentence teaser, and then we'll add a link to our blog to read more, and then a link to our Twitter. And then we always include the video transcript at the very, very bottom, which obviously helps with, you know, crawlability. But then it also helps with folks who might just be more in-depth to reading. So yeah, Sam, if you want to click on transcriptions on the left there.
Just one other thing too, if you're not using the cover art, like we mentioned, if you just want to keep it simple, you can see down here, YouTube will give you 3 different thumbnails, and you can pick which one you want to use as the cover for your video. So there is that option as well.
Yeah. So I know some people were asking about transcriptions, and you can, you know, you saw just then how we add the transcription to our descriptions.
I don't know why it's not showing up here.
So go back to the videos page, and then just click on one of those, and then try transcriptions.
It's telling us something went wrong.
Oh man,
YouTube.
Of course.
Well, this is where you would find it.
That's so weird. I don't know what's happening with that. Yeah, so that's where you would get the transcriptions. And the way that the transcriptions work within YouTube is it's really a community. So YouTube automatically generates those transcriptions for you. Once you upload them, it may take, depending on the length of your video, so like our longer webinars that we upload like this that are an hour long, you know, those take a lot longer for them to transcribe. But the shorter videos are usually transcribed pretty quick. And then you can go in there and download the file, which is usually just a text file. And then you would save that to your computer, and you can use that however you'd like. But Sam, if you want to go back into one of the videos, there's a few other optimization things to keep in mind. So after the description, if you scroll down, there's also an option for tags. So these are really important to include as well. You can see we've got just a few here. You definitely don't want to go overboard with your tags. You want to make sure that they make sense. I think usually, you know, between 6 or 8 tags is a pretty good, you know, medium to have, and use tags that, you know, people might be, you know, searching for. Again, think about your keywords. And then over on the right here, you've got a few other options. Visibility, you know, I don't know, Sam, if you've I think you have plans to talk about this when we get to compliance, but this is where, if you want to set your videos to only be visible with a link, you can change that from public to private or unlisted. So those are options. And then we've also got your playlist. If you want to choose, like we mentioned earlier, if you want to create new playlists, if you want to add some new playlist, you can add to multiple playlists as well, which is nice. And then somewhat of a newer feature is the cards, which is really interesting that we've been kind of experimenting with ourselves lately. If you click this add card drop down, blue drop down, you can, only if you have a certain number of subscribers, then you can link out to external URLs like your blog post or your website. But you can still add cards to other videos on your channel or other playlists that you have, which are really great. You can, create polls, which is really interesting. And you can do them kind of throughout the video, and you can pick your timestamps of when you want it to show up. So for example, if you were doing a long form video and you at one point were talking about, Roth RAs, and you had a separate video that was all about Roth RAs, you could add a card linking to that Roth RA video. And really all that happens is in the top right-hand corner, it just produces like a gray box that will pop up at that time, and people will then be able to click on that, and they'll be taken to, your other video that you're trying to promote.
Yeah, so I know we're coming up on time here, so we're going to go quickly through some of this. The questions about compliance. Just really quickly though, again, just to show you the power of this, right? If you go to Google and you search how the most successful advisors spend their time, you'll see a webinar we gave that was hosted on YouTube, a month's worth of marketing, how the most successful advisors spend their time, right there in the search engine result page, right? So this is why using YouTube is so powerful. A couple people are asking, yes, our YouTube account is free. We do not pay for the YouTube account that we're using. But let's talk about some compliance things. So you, again, can provide transcripts for review. You can also add a disclaimer into your about section. So if I go back to the main part of our website under about, you can right here add a disclosure, a disclaimer, whatever you need to do for compliance purposes, you can add it right there. Additionally, you can turn comments off. So you're able to do that in YouTube so that people cannot comment on your videos. Somebody was asking if you could turn likes off. I do not believe so. I believe that is, you're stuck with the likes. But you can turn any of the comments off if you need to. And then in terms of the settings about whether something can be public, private, or here we go. Let's just go back to a video quick. In the studio here. So again, Creator Studio. And then under any of your videos, once you get into your Creator Studio, you have some options. So if you click on one of these, it's right here, right in the note.
Oh, are you trying to do
the comments?
Okay. Yeah, so for the comments, you'll have to go get out of Creator Studio. You'll go to like your main YouTube channel page, and then you will click on Customize Channel.
Ah, that's right. You guys can tell Amanda's the one in here doing all of the behind the scenes stuff.
Then you'll click that gear icon right next to your subscribe button.
Ah, here we go. So show discussion tab, you would toggle this to off and save in order to turn your comments off. Yep. So the other things about, compliance when it comes to this stuff is, have a good long chat with the compliance consultant or compliance, officer, and find out what they're going to require, because it is different depending on who your broker dealer is, or if you're independent RIA, and what, FINRA states versus what, your individual compliance officer may require. So you always want to have that conversation first, for sure. A couple other things we just wanted to talk about. With any of these videos, obviously you want to be able to measure how successful they are. So you can go into YouTube, to Facebook, to LinkedIn, to Google Analytics to look at the various analytics. YouTube has the best analytics. It will give you a lot more information than the other providers will about how much people are watching, where they're stopping watching, whereas on social media, you can just see a view, right? You don't see as much information. But I thought this was helpful for all of you. So when you see how many views there are, right, you'll notice we might post a video to LinkedIn or Facebook and we could have, 15,000 views. But on YouTube, it might say we only had 300 views. And that's because they're being counted differently. So on YouTube, to be counted as a view, someone has to watch your video for 30 seconds or more. On LinkedIn, Facebook, all these other platforms, Instagram, it's 3 seconds or more. So that's drastically different, and why you will have a much higher number of views on social media than you will on YouTube for almost all your videos. A really interesting thing is once you get to about 300 views on YouTube, that's when you really start to have a chance to rank and be a suggested video that Google and YouTube will recommend to other people. So if you have a really great piece of content and you're close to 300, you could always send the link to your clients in an email and tell them to check out a video you've posted to kind of boost that up and help your content have a chance to go more viral. So hopefully this slide is helpful to you as well when it comes to looking at your analytics. So we're running out of time, so we're not going to get to go through all of the ads today, ad information, but we will, if enough people are interested, we will have a separate webinar about how to take a video or a piece of content you already have on social media or YouTube and boost it. There's a lot of different options for how you can do that. But right now, I just want to ask anybody, any remaining questions that we did not get to, we will go through them now. So if you want to stay on for that, you certainly can. And in the meantime, again, hello@20over10 is where you go to get your free month. If you're interested, you can email us there and we will give it to you. And I did see a couple people saying, this is really overwhelming. We have so much to manage. Is there an all-in-one platform that can just help us do all of this marketing? And I am pleased to say that very shortly, if you've been attending a couple of our webinars, we have Market Assist coming out, which is going to be our new all-in-one platform for advisors to help them automate their digital marketing. It's going to be social media scheduling, email marketing, landing pages, content, and lead generation all in one platform. So go to marketassist.io and drop your email in if you want to get info about that. In the meantime, I'm going to go back through and answer some more questions. So somebody was asking about vertical video. Yes, you want to upload your video vertically for social media platforms. Again, like LinkedIn. Sorry, I didn't mean to pull my LinkedIn up there when somebody was messaging me. So on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Facebook, vertical videos are going to show up nicer and cleaner. So that's where you would want to, you would want to use vertical there. And again, if you are looking for a lot more tips, webinar info, just great resources, connect with us on LinkedIn. We have the 20over10 LinkedIn account and then my personal LinkedIn account as well. And I'm happy to connect with any of you and answer questions that you guys have there. Okay, a couple other questions that we received. Somebody was asking if we can review their website or their videos. Sure, you can send us an email to marketing@20over10.com and we'd be happy to give you some quick input. Somebody is asking if we offer coaching. So if you are a member of 20over10 and you have a website on our platform, we certainly do offer services for analytics consultations, SEO consultations, help you rewrite the content on your website, all that good stuff. So again, contact us, marketing@20over10.com to learn more about that. Okay. One thing to note, this is really interesting, if you're a compliance officer is mentioning to you, that they don't want there to be any ability for people to, have it be perceived as an endorsement, you certainly can use Vimeo. But keep in mind, any business now can be reviewed on Google. So if you guys do a Google search for a financial advisor in your area, you'll notice in the knowledge graph, there'll be a list of advisors. And a lot of them will have reviews next to their name. That's because any consumer can go and review an advisor, and there's nothing any of us can do to stop that from happening. So reviews are happening out there. The big thing is, when you can control it, obviously you want to control it, and you don't want to ever comment back on a review and say, thanks for the great review, or how dare you leave me a bad review. You don't want to comment on it one way or another. If somebody's asking, someone's saying, how can I let people know there's a video on my blog without adding a cover art? I don't want to deal with that. Here's a great example of one of the things we do on our own blog. So you'll see we have it, it'll just say webinar replay, right? You could use something like that, or just write in big parentheses video before the title, and that will allow people to know that what you're sharing is a video. So that's a really great option as well if you want to try that out. Somebody asked if we use a microphone. No, currently we just record the videos either on my smartphone or using Zoom. Loom is another one I mentioned. So if we were to go back to our YouTube channel, if you see this Google Analytics tutorial. Hello, everyone. So you see my screen, my face there in the middle of the screen, and then behind me is my screen I'm sharing. This is using a tool called Loom. So Loom allows you to record both your face and your screen very easily. You don't have to download any software to do it. And then it will host those videos for you. You can download them to your computer to upload them natively to social media. You can also share them through a link. So if you want to email your clients the video, things like that. So that's a really great tool that you can check out as well, Loom. So for things like a Google Analytics tutorial, right, where in this video I'm going to get into the nitty gritty and be showing a dashboard, I want to be able to show my screen and record myself talking, I would use something like Loom. Other questions? Amanda, are other ones that you saw come in that I did not get to answer yet?
I just answered Steve's about the long tail keyword, Steve, so hopefully that link will help you. I think I saw someone ask more about the cards on YouTube. So Sam, I don't know if you maybe just want to pull one of our videos up that has cards.
Yeah, I think this one might have it.
Have a great day.
No.
Hello, everyone. This is Samantha Russell.
Sorry to keep hearing my voice over and over again. If one has a card, let's just see.
So what you see?
Does one have one? Is it at the end, Amanda?
Yeah, let me see that. There's a few.
It's like a little overlay, guys.
Oh, see that? It's the little eye up there on the right.
There we go. So you see that? That's a little card, and it gives you more info that people can click on. Somebody asked about, when we're recording videos. So I really like to just speak off the cuff. I think it comes across as more authentic and more interesting. If you're really scripted and you're using a teleprompter and you're trying to memorize everything, it's not going to come across well, guys. So don't be afraid to just be yourself. Maybe you need to do it in a couple takes, and that's okay. But I suggest, you know your subject matter inside and out. A lot of people get nervous in front of the camera, but who cares if you have to take, 10 takes until you get a good one, that's okay. It's going to come across much more authentically than if you try to write it all out and remember everything you're going to say. Even the way Amanda and I are going through this today with you, right? We do this for a living. We didn't need to script out what we were going to say. We put some slides together and we talk about it. That's really what we suggest that you do. And that's why if you only have one topic, if you're focused on, hey, I want to share with you something interesting about a new requirement for Roth IRAs that, the government just released, and you can just share it in a quick 2-minute video, it's going to be a lot more powerful to do it that way. So hopefully that's helpful. But again, please get in touch with us at marketing@20over10.com if you have additional questions, and you can email us hello@20over10.com if you want to get that code to get 1 month free. I know we're well past the time, so I'm going to let everyone leave. Thank you so much to everyone who's stuck on this long. And again, if you're on LinkedIn, Samantha C. Russell is my handle, or you can go to 20 over 10 and follow us there. And of course, please subscribe to our 20 over 10 YouTube channel. I hope you all found this helpful. We tried to pack as much information as we could in here today. I know we covered a lot. We really appreciate how enthusiastic this community is and what a great audience you all are for us. So thank you so much for joining us, and have a great rest of the week. Bye, everybody.